Those of you that have been waiting to hear more about the Germany trip, I have spent some time visiting the homeland of Oklahoma, and I am now back in the beautiful Make the Waffle Studios in Longmont, Colorado. And we are going to press on. Again, I expect this is going to take 15 to 20 videos to get through them all. And I journaled all the way through, so I'll just try to hit what I wrote down and then maybe throw in if there's a couple things I remember as well. So let's take a look at Friday, May the 29th, 2026. This was at 11:53 a.m. So I have a feeling what happened was we got up, got going. I wrote some stuff down while I was sitting at the train station because we were going to Nuremberg, and I'm probably going to sneak a little bit into the next entry on this video before we get to uh, Nuremberg because I think it was divided up a little bit in that way. I told you all a little bit about the hotel we stayed at. It was the Gotich's house. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. And they provided breakfast, and it was the best breakfast we had the entire time we were there. And it's not even close, at least as far as I am concerned. There was a smoked salmon that was perfect. In fact, if I have a regret about this trip, it's that I didn't eat more of it. I was trying to keep things light because I knew we were walking and, trying to kind of stay, um, like the wind, if you will. And so I didn't want to get weighed down too much, but man, it was so good. But they basically set out, this is pretty traditional, I think, Europe, Scandinavia for sure, but also Germany specifically. Set out various meats and cheeses and sort of almost like a charcuterie board, but not on the board. It's just everything set up on a table. Um, Several varieties of bread. And yeah, I had coffee, croissant, some smoked salmon. They had a little granola and yogurt thing, which honestly is kind of carried over. We've been eating that when we've gotten home. You'd go to the kind of the healthier aisle where there's the muesli, and then you grab the what is it, kefir, kind of a liquid yogurt, and you mix that together, and man, it's good. So that has carry over some, but we had a really nice, relaxing morning. I just specifically remember thinking we had come a long way, and it was good to maybe kind of sit and chill and really kind of get our bearings and get our breath right and go. And I say that not ominously. Later on, we have some breathing problems, that's for sure. But we started walking around Rothenenburg, and there was a outside the gate. There was sort of a park, I guess. A couple of small buildings and just sort of a nice view all the way kind of around the ridge. And this town was built on top of sort of a mesa, and you could just kind of see a long distance, even without having climbed anything. You could just kind of see they had set it up defensively. So even if the wall was low, you still had a 40, 50, 60 foot climb up a ridge trying to get to the town. So this was all very cool. There was a monument outside of the city, and there had been some Jews who were exterminated in 1282, which was a little ominous, I have to say. And by the way, our hotel was established in 1278, so this would have been pretty close to the beginning, I guess. And I don't know, it seemed very cryptic, and the anti-Semitism I will not ever be able to grasp. I don't have the indoctrination or the background, I guess, to understand why there was such a problem with a particular group of people. I just don't. But believe me when I say we're talking centuries, 650 years before the extermination we're more familiar with, and they were doing it. So there was a monument to this outside of Rothenburg. Um, we were walking outside the walls, and we found a small staircase, and it did look a little bit um, not trafficked. It was kind of a corner, kind of a, I won't say deserted, but it was just a little bit out of the way corner. And my instinct was to just climb it and see where it went. It was on the wall, and we had been told we should walk the wall by the night watchman. And so Cassandra was feeling a little bit reluctant, but I decided just kind of take my chances and go. And at the top of this wall, it was covered, which was kind of nice, and um, kind of a narrow pathway. And you could basically just walk around, completely around the city on the top of the wall. And as we were walking on the right, the city lie, and we've got some pretty cool pictures that I'll see if I can show. And on the left, there were the ever so often, the firing portals for the archers and stuff on the left. So um, it was one of the cooler experiences. Again, you get this Renaissance fair kind of feel at the Rothenburg, and it's more authentic. Like it's not like trashy and American, frankly. It's really, really cool. So highly recommend. We only walked it about 20 or 30 minutes, and we probably made it about a third to a halfway around the city. So we did pretty well. But we had to come down because it was time to go back to the hotel, grab our stuff, and go catch a train. So we did not get to spend much time in Rothenburg. Just for the record, Kay had been collecting these bottles, water bottles and stuff for us to recycle. Um, there was a grocery store by the train station, so we decided to go ahead and do that. And again, I would just say if you decide you want to do this, plan for time to do it because they accumulate, and we ended up carrying way too many bottles at a couple of points. And then if you get the machine to get you the ticket, make sure you cash it in at the same store because if you try and take it to another store, they're not gonna honor it. So they don't make it easy. It's a little complicated, and she's very diligent about it. And I respect that. I just think that again, leave it for the cleanup crew if they want to grab them and get a little extra change off of them, then let them do that. Find set them by a door or a trash can. Let a displaced person maybe have it and get the coins that way. I don't know that we necessarily benefited from it that much, other than just the satisfaction of having done it. But let me see if I can grab some pictures here. And yeah, it looks like we're going to find a couple here. So this is Rottenburg from the wall, from the top of the wall. A couple of angles here as I was looking out over the edge. This was, I guess, turning a little bit to the left, and you can see some of the original architecture. And then this would have been from the same spot, more of a straightaway, shot church back here. And then this would have been more to the right as we were. This was pretty quick after we had climbed the staircase. So you can just kind of see where you could get a bird's eye view of the town. And really, again, just takes you back, makes you feel like stepping back in time. It's really kind of cool. And then here was the actual wall. Here, this is Kay walking along the wall. On the left here, you can see this would have been one of those pits where you can fire out as an archer. And then here on the right again is the town itself. And you could just keep on walking. This probably went on for several hundred yards at least before it sort of veered off to the right and started going around the town to the right. And then again, when we started getting closer to our hotel, we took a little pause and went down a different staircase. And yeah, that was Rothenburg. Again, we didn't really get to do a lot of shopping per se, and there was an Italian restaurant we ate here that I mentioned last video that I've said time and time again I'm going to have Cassandra tell me the name of that restaurant. So keep watching, and we'll let you know what that restaurant was. But it was easily top three Italian meals I've ever eaten. The pasta's just perfect. They've really got it down to an art. So. We ended up having to leave Rothenburg. It was sort of an extra added on to our trip. She wasn't sure we were necessarily going to go, but she really felt like since we were there, we should. And it was definitely a go and then backtrack kind of situation. It wasn't like on the way anywhere. So it was a excursion. It was a side quest for sure. So that same Friday when we left Rothenburg, we ended up in Nuremberg and spent some time there. And I think I will just save that for the next video. So There you go, our Rothenburg experience.